Many NHL pros have had short but successful careers in NHL, and one of them that comes to mind is the very talented, both on and off the ice, Mickey Redmond. Now, Michael Edward Redmond, born December 27, 1947, is currently one of the main color analysts for the Detroit Red Wings games on the Fox Sports Detroit, mainly because he was a massive star in the Red Wings program for a number of years. Now, Redmond started his career playing for the Montreal Canadiens, and he had a very successful Ontario Hockey Association career with Montreal's OHA affiliate, the Peterborough Petes. Now, over 4 seasons, his goal totals increased every year, and in his final season with the Petes in 1967, he had 51 goals in 48 games, including 95 points. Now, that year he was called up to the Montreal's minor league affiliate in Houston, scoring 3 goals in 5 games in that team's playoffs. Now, 68, he went back to the Apollos for some fine-tuning and eventually made it to the Habs full-time, and he was on the Stanley Cup winner in 1968. He had 6 goals and 5 assists in his rookie season, with 2 goals in the playoffs. Now, 68-69 was another successful year for Montreal, and he was on the Cup a second time. After a regular season, it was slightly disappointing. He had 24 points, including 9 goals, but he had 5 points in the playoffs, including 2 goals. Now, a lot of Montreal media, or Montreal Canadiens media, were expecting Redmond to be a future 30 or 40 goal scorer for Montreal. And in 1970, they saw some of that. He had 54 points in 75 games, including 27 assists. Now, the Desavant that year, Montreal did not make the playoffs. And in the off season towards the 71 season, there was all kind of rumors that year Montreal was going to go with its youth movement, which included a lot of up and coming players, or they were going to trade away the young players for an established star, and that's what happened. There was a package of Montreal players, including Redmond, that was sent to Detroit for, of all people, the former Maple Leaf star Frank Mahalich. Now, that season, he had a great half year with Montreal, 14 goals. Took a while to be acclimated with Detroit. By the 72 season, his promise was pretty well fulfilled. He had 42 goals in 72 and back-to-back 50-goal seasons in 1973 and 1974. But the problem is Redmond's 74 season was 74-75 season was cut back after sustaining a back injury. Now, the previous year, he was only the 3rd player to have back-to-back 50-goal games, including 51 50-goal seasons. And in that second 50-goal plus year, he had a league-leading 21 power play goals as part of Detroit's vaunted offense, which included, Marcel Dion and other key players. Now, the back injury that Redmond suffered in 75 cut that year back to 29 games, and the battle was continued the following year, and after 37 games, where he scored 11 goals, he retired at the early age of 28. He had been named to the league's first All-Star team in 73, the second team in 74, and played in the 74 All-Star game. Now, he was the only talented person, not only talented person in the family, as his brother Dick played many years with Chicago and Boston as one of the best offensive defensemen in the league. Now, in 1972, he played with Team Canada in the opening game in Montreal, but didn't play in the later Summit Series. But after his playing career, he became more well known as being a popular color commentator. He ended up doing work Hockey Night in Canada, ESPN, Fox, and local coverage of the Red Wings with play-by-play announcers Dave Strader, Mike Goldberg, and Kenny Daniels. Now, he has many catchphrases. They're called Mickeyisms, which is kind of similar to what Dick Irvin has done. Redmond was a second color commentator for Montreal. He did the infamous Game 6 against Quebec in 84, him and Dick Irvin, but there were some complaints that Redmond was too excited on the mic and would talk over the other journalists. Now, because he suffers from celiac disease, he's kind of on a limited length of time to work because he needs gluten-free meals over an extended period of time, and he finds it hard on the road. And for the replacement, Osgood and Larry Murphy, not too many people can replace Mickey Redmond because he's so knowledgeable about hockey. Now, in 2011, Redmond was a recipient of the Hockey Hall of Fame's Foster Hewitt Memorial Award. The award is named after the great Canadian broadcaster and presented by the Hockey Hall of Fame to members of the radio and TV industry who make outstanding contributions to their profession and the game of ice hockey during their broadcasting career. And this was selected by the NHL Broadcaster Association. He's a top 10 color commentator for hockey, especially with the original 6 teams. His voice is extremely well known across North America, and we always wonder what type of career Mickey would have had were he not injured. Because when he retired, he was on a pace to score probably 400 or 500 goals, but he ended up with 233 goals in 538 games. A very personable person. Great puck intelligence, and you always wonder because Redmond was never a fighter, ladies and gentlemen, and in Detroit, some of the goons used to pick on the top Detroit players, and unfortunately he received some of the bad blows. And a lot of the road games I see him play, he was targeted like Sidney Crosby was targeted in his first few years in the NHL. But in case with Crosby, he had concussion syndrome, but sometimes in hockey, when you got a back injury, like any other sport, you get the bad one and you're gone. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's COVID Wednesday. We wish everybody a good time. Thank you for listening to my Montreal Canadian Sports File podcast. If you want to leave a like, subscribe, or a comment, well appreciated. These are going to continue because there's a lot of little essays about Montreal Canadiens of the 1960s and the 1970s that haven't been done by any members of the media over the years, and I'm trying to shine a light on the great Montreal Canadian system, the farm system. The minor league teams, the draft, and the Sam Pollock way of how we would reload, like the Dallas Cowboys used to reload in the NFL. I would figure there was about, 150 draft picks of the Montreal Canadiens in the late 60s into the 70s that made the NHL, and not all in Montreal. And we'll get into that with future podcasts. Have a good evening. Bye.